the center of the mat. Push the swing down with your forearms. Lean back, hold on, forearm press. Let's review how to get into our sumo squat every time. A little bit quicker, but once we're in our sumo squat, we always hug the swing. Super important. If we lose our hook, we can fall out. That is why I wanted you to keep your arms wrapped around, okay? Super important. From there, grab the leg loop with both hands. Both feet are going in, so just pick your favorite side. Leg loop with the ankle for floating Buddha. And then just go ahead. Once both ankles are in, clasp your hands behind the back of the head. Take a moment to just open the heart, drop the hips, sway from side to side. So this is just a nice way to begin, right? Windshield wipers. Now from windshield wipers, we're going to come back to center, squeeze the legs together. We're going to go over a vinyasa flow when we do 7. So right now we're just going to pick ladle out of the bunch. We hold on to the swing, we let it slide into our waist, wiggle it down. So even here, this is a great therapeutic. We already feel the front of the spine opening and elongating. We feel the pressure at our hips right across the low waist, and then we bring our legs wide and around. So this is the pivot point that's really challenging for new people to the swing. So what we want to do is play with that pivot point. So do that a few times. We're going to practice our frog swim. If we keep tension on our leg loops, they have a better chance of staying on. But let's just bring them wide and then back around again to this is called the back plane. So from back plane, we're going to side plane. Just that little bit right there. And then you'll notice there's a natural endpoint for everyone where it feels like, okay, that's it. That's all I got. And what we need to do is tilt our hips towards to the sky. Our tailbone has to point up towards the sky to get to the front plane. The front plane is where we can reach up and grab our toes. Okay, so we always have our feet in the front plane hooked. You'll find that a lot of people get their feet back here, which means they're not hooked. Right? So hook, that means the swing is touching our inner thighs. The feet are in front. Okay, from this position, we're tractioning the spine out of the pelvis, creating this really nice space in the vertebrae. This is what is very therapeutic, especially for lower back pain. And then we're also tractioning the neck. So we're helping the cervical spine open just with our hands. So our first pose here is clasping your hands behind the back of the head and pulling straight down. Now the inversions, especially at first, are intense for everyone. There's not one person that doesn't have difficulty staying in this for, 3 to 5 minutes when they begin. In time, this will be your favorite thing on the planet, right? Mm-hmm. But give yourself time to fall in love with it, because it is intense. What we're doing is turning on the endocrine system, the glands that overlay the chakras along the central pathway of the spine, and so you'll get a huge rush, like even doing it every day. I get a huge rush of energy. I start getting into like heat and full body sweat. That's a good thing. It's shifting and changing the hormones. The other thing I like to do is press the hands into the thighs, feet are together, tap and touch. Create the circuitry. Imagine there being circuitry in the body. And then we're going to press straight up on the upper thighs. This is also assisting in opening up the sacrum and the SI joints, right? We always want to make sure you're okay, but you want to have at least 2 inches here so that you don't feel any compression coming the other way. It's okay, but I always like to have a little bit of space. So we can change that. All right, great. And then the next pose, Peaceful Warrior, is clasping the elbows, again, creating the circuitry and hanging. Bring the elbows behind you. Yes. Beautiful. And then we're going to address what we do if somebody is too low, because that happens a lot. But just stay here for another moment. Notice my circuitry. My feet are still touching. Okay? So this is the Peaceful Warrior pose that I usually, my #1 favorite choice. But then what we can do is walk our hands behind us, so towards the back windows behind us. And then we can stretch back, and then there's room for our head. So now now we look like always shoulder distance, straight arms. Good. Now we look like we're in an upside down dog, right? So this is a version of upside down dog, straight arms if you can. Lift your head back if you need to get a little bit more space for straight arms. Does that make sense? If your head is hanging down, it puts more strain on the shoulders. If your head is back, we're talking to each other, so it can be difficult, but if the head is back, there's more space. Okay? So, #1 position, clasping the hands behind the back of the neck, assisting the cervical spine open. #2, pressing up onto the upper thighs, straightening the arms to lengthen the lower back. Number 3, clasping the elbows. Okay, last position, if it's needed, stretching, this is more for the upper shoulders, upper back, stretching the arms straight back, giving a little extra space for the head. Okay, beautiful. Let's go ahead and come on out. So we're going to reach up, grab for the swing. This is how we exit. Bring the legs wide and around and come to sit. So you just use the pivot point at the hips. When the hips come down, the head comes up. You will feel a shift in consciousness. That transformation is happening. So we really want to hang out here, either in floating Buddha, leg loops at the ankles, or chillaxing, leg loops at the knees. Okay? Okay. Let's try that one more time. I'm going to give you guys a chance to help each other out. So, Shanti, would you